in case you didn't know, World War III is currently
Why are
happening,
you showing up on this day in particular?
and simultaneously, the Civil War II, the Second American Revolution, is also occurring. So let's just get a little primer of what's going on in case you're not aware. So there's this thing called the Freedom Convoy in Canada. And now a Freedom Convoy spinoff is heading to Washington, D.C. At the same time, this is going on. Ukraine, Russia. There's a Ukraine-Russia crisis. Basically, what's happening is Russia is invading Ukraine and seizing some territory. Uh, yeah, so they already got this part, and now they're trying to get this part of Ukraine. Yeah, Donetsk. You're gonna see this name a lot. Donetsk. Yeah, that guy. Um, oh, you can't get directions from Ukraine to Russia anymore because there's a war on. But so what's gonna happen is maybe I should draw something for this. So this is some pretty educational stuff. So you've been warned. So this is the deal. You got your America over here. This is America, USA. You got your Russia over here. Russia. You got your China over here. Now, these are the big boys. These are the guys who all have nuclear power, okay? I guess this is like a radioactive symbol, I think. Maybe. Let's just use the half-life symbol. That means radioactive or something, right? So that just means everyone has nukes. Um, let's erase this and give this a half-life symbol too. So these are like the assets, basically. So they all got nukes. Um, and they all have like just traditional militaries, which are guns, and pretty large ones. Obviously, USA has the biggest, but the thing is, it doesn't matter how big your gun is when everybody has nukes. Um, which is why there's been a lot of economic sanctions. So these guys have already been sanctioned. I don't think China actually has any sanctions because Joe Biden, who is our president, is a member of the World Economic Forum. So yeah, let's just also have Canada over here. I does Canada have nukes? I don't even know. All right, good. At least that fucking tyrant Trudeau doesn't have nukes. Okay, so no nukes there, but you know they got some military. So simultaneously you got the pores. Oh, who's that? Second, get over here, kid. Get over here. You got the pores rising up in Canada. You got the pores rising up in the U.S. Russia, the pores are kind of beaten down over there. They don't really rise up too much. I think you do have a small rising up in China. Uh, wait, why is there an S there? Just ignore that. No, wait, you don't even have to ignore it. I'll ignore it for you. Anyway, so they got small uprisings. So Canada is using their military to fight the people. Um, and I'll just make him a little stick figure. Yeah, it looks like a kanji character. So they're rising up. The little people of China, they're rising up. Uh, and the USA, they're using at least part of their guns on. They will be using part of their guns to crack down on the Freedom Convoy people. Because, you can't have the poors making demands of the people in D.C., right? Those are the good guys, the guys in D.C. Those are the only people that matter. All us poor people, all us filthy neats and and truckers, yeah, we just have to shut up and do our jobs. Well, guess what? I'm a NEET. I don't work, bitch. Okay. So, China, they I look, I don't really know too much about China, okay? All I really know is they do got dem nukes. Anyway, while USA is distracted by the Freedom Convoy, China is gonna rush in and take over Taiwan. Okay? So China is going to invade Taiwan because we're gonna have too much shit going on. Simultaneously, China is going to use their economy to send money to back up the American separatist. Yeah, American separatist slash Freedom Convoy. So the Freedom Convoy, there's going to be a big clash, okay, in D.C. They already have the National Guard there. Let's look at some pics of Washington, D.C. right now. D.C. Martial Law. Oh, yeah. I bet Google doesn't give you any search results about this. So there's going to be National Guard. There's probably going to be actual military. And all of that firepower is going to be to attack this Freedom Convoy. And anyone who's paying attention knows the Freedom Convoy is just a peaceful protest. The second the state turns it violent, they're just going to turn the protest violent, which is what they want. And I would be extremely surprised if it didn't end up in a bloody mess. China's going to be sending money to the Freedom Convoy, foreign investors, to, make them powerful. It's kind of like the same thing that happened back in the first American Revolution. France hated England, so France gave money to the American revolutionaries. So these guys, they have a loose alliance right now. And what's probably going to happen is China invading Taiwan or Japan or any of the other Southeast Asian countries that China wants. That's going to trigger a bunch of defensive pacts, and that's going to trigger World War III. And like I said, a crucial component of World War III is going to be these American separatists fighting against Biden's administration. And it'll probably be led, there's a chance it could be led by Trump. I don't think he's quite got the balls to do that, to be honest. Honestly, it seems like the Canadian Freedom Convoy people, they've already been X'd out. They're out of commission. They got their trucks stolen. They got their money stolen. They got their faces caved in by horse hooves. Like they're out of the equation, to be honest. Probably gonna need a DuckDuckGo search for this one. Really doubt Google is gonna be reasonable. Okay, so this is the World Economic Forum. It's run by this guy who's like some random European billionaire, and wow, his wife is much younger than him. I guess that makes sense. And basically, the powers that be have realized that what worked in the 80s and even the 90s, because of the internet, their mechanisms of control are not really working anymore. You got all these alternative social media sites like Minds, like Slug, and it's really getting under these guys' skin. So what happens is they've been sending a bunch of their like young global leaders who are politicians trained by the World Economic Forum. Oh wow, there is actually information here. Don't trust any Reddit link, to be honest. Really? Tulsi Gabbard? Like Rothschilds, Crenshaw, I buy all of that, but I don't know. Zuckerberg, like everyone here. Oh yeah, Macron. He is the king of France right now. He is also in the mix. Pete Buttigieg. Also, man, is Tulsi really a young global leader? That would really make me sad, because she's so hot, you know? Yeah, Barbara. Damn. Well, that explains it. That's so sad. Man, look how hot this bitch is. Why do I keep on wanting to spell it like that? Seriously, though, like, implying you wouldn't fuck that throat. Implying, dude. Fucking implying. Anyway. So yeah, basically what this whole diagram means is it's gonna be USA versus USA American separatists versus China and Russia. And let's see, I'm not really sure about like what other defensive pacts exist, but it's basically going to be West versus the East. I guess the BRICS nations, BRICS countries. So this is another thing it might precipitate World War III, or at least become a problem. So there's this thing called the PetroDollar, and I explained PetroDollar a million times. Just fucking watch a YouTube video or something. But basically, the PetroDollar means every other country, if they want to buy oil from anyone, they have to like acquire U.S. dollars. So that means that they have to sell things to the U.S. And all we have to do is print fucking U.S. dollars. And then we get the things. Because they need the oil. And what are the oil producing countries? The OPEC nations? What do they get out of this? Well, they get the full might of the American military. You ever wonder why America has a bunch of wars in the Middle East? And, you know, we got fracking. We're not that bad off on oil. We're not really there for the oil. We're there for the petrodollar. It's what a lot of people don't realize. And the point of these BRICS nations, like, allying together, notice the big old Russia and China. India, Brazil, and South Africa, they're still pretty weak. But if there's a third world war, you know who those guys are siding with. It ain't going to be the US and EU. Also, don't forget, China. Can I bigify this? Yeah, well, I guess that works. So, don't forget, China, they're putting a fuck ton of resources into building up African countries. So basically, they're going to have an entire country full of, like, the most battle-hardened people on the planet, Africans. Or, sorry, they're going to have an entire continent of battle-hardened people fighting for them. And South America hates us too, because the CIA keeps on going down here and cucking up all of their socialist dystopias. You don't need to, like, give Venezuela the extra push to, like, self-implode, okay? Like, you're just making America look bad when you do that, CIA. But anyway, because of the CIA's activities in South America, now they all hate America. So we have the axis of allies, which is all of South America. So it's kind of more complicated here. So it's like China, Russia, and India are probably going to be on the same side. But the thing is, the Middle East, they're at least half going to be with the U.S. The Saudis, they suck American dick. Not to mention Israel. And they're both super heavily militarily well defended. Australia, obviously, they're going to be on our side. They've already gotten cucked. I mean, it's already just a straight up police state over there. Like, they have people in camps. It's terrifying. Like, if people don't think World War III has already started, I got a bridge to sell you. But yeah, it's going to be, so this whole area, Mexico is probably going to ally with us. So it'll be NAFTA. You're going to have NAFTA, EU, Southeast Asia, Because I think most of these are still more Western and American. But then there's like little sprinklings of like Eastern European states and like Central Asian states and obviously North Korea. Um, they're going to ally with these BRICS nations. Um, and it'll be BRICS versus NAFTA EU. Honestly, I feel like South Korea, even though they're pretty capitalist and they do seem to like America, they're experiencing a lot of the same problems as the US right now. Like, oh man. oh, oh boy, where do you see this? So, South Korean uh Prime Minister cult. So, 2016, which was Jesus Christ, 6 years ago now, uh turned out um the president basically, prime minister was in a shaman-esque cult. And it was a huge scandal that nobody talked about in America, but is fucking insane. So everyone is extremely disillusioned in South Korea. Um, so it wouldn't be surprising at all for the communists to come in, fund the rebels like they're gonna do in America, and a new world takeover will begin. Let's see if I can make this little tiny bit better. Cause you gotta see that pussy, dog. Almost, almost. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. But what have I? No, that's dumb.